This. Hello, everybody. This is Nick Augustine here with Chicago bankruptcy attorney Joseph Wrobel, and I'm asking all sorts of questions about bankruptcy. And I want to know, Joe, what are some of the practicalities of filing for bankruptcy? First of all, do I have to go to court if I file for bankruptcy?
Nobody likes to go to court. Everybody hates it. With bankruptcy, it's quite limited. If you're filing Chapter 7 to discharge your debts, you will not have a scheduled court appearance. You will have a meeting with a Chapter 7 trustee assigned to your case. That's known as a 341 meeting. You answer some simple, easy questions under oath. In a Chapter 13, in addition to the trustee meeting, there is a court date scheduled for the judge to approve your case. In many jurisdictions, particularly where I practice in the Chicago area, 99% of the filers for Chapter 13 don't have to appear in court. If you do, you do have an attorney and will help you with it, but it's really not something to worry about. Plus, everything, well, I don't know about most of the country, but in our area, everything's by Zoom. So it makes it even easier.
So tell me a little bit more about this 341. You called it the meeting of the creditors. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, 341 meeting. 341 refers to the section of the bankruptcy code which requires this meeting. It's also known as meeting of creditors. The strange thing is, it's very rare for a creditor to show up. So the meeting in a Chapter 7 is basically to determine, do you own something that the Chapter 7 trustee can take? And most people don't. And when they do, they don't do Chapter 7. They'll file a 13 and repay their debts. The meeting in the Chapter 13 is a little bit different. It basically verifies the accuracy of the information to make sure that your Chapter 13 plan is properly prepared.
Okay. All right. My next question, what are the costs are involved in filing for bankruptcy? Is it going to cost me a lot of money? I'm already stretched.
Well, it depends on what you mean by a lot of money. There's two sets of fees. There's court filing costs. Presently, it's $313 for Chapter 13, $338 for Chapter 7. And most attorneys will have you pay that to them. And then when your lawyer files the bankruptcy, the lawyer pays it for you on their credit card. Then there are attorney's fees to pay the lawyer for the work that he or she is going to do. And those fees vary. It depends particularly where you live in the country. You know, you're going to pay more money for a bankruptcy in New York than you will in Montana. The fees are subject to review by the bankruptcy court. So although attorneys can charge what they want to, they have to take into account competition and to make sure that the fee is in line with the work that's going to be involved. In the bankruptcy petition, we must tell the court what we are charging you.
So I'll know all that information. That's very helpful. Now, my next question and my last question is, how long is this entire process going to take?
Chapter 7 is very quick. Here in Illinois, in less than 4 months, you will receive a discharge from the date your petition is filed with the court until that discharge. It's going to be a tad less than 4 months. Chapter means they are a repayment plan, and they will run typically from 3 to 5 years, depending on a number of different factors on in your particular case.
All right. Anyone listening, if I've left anything out and you have a question for Joe, get in touch and call him. Joe, how do they get in touch and ask you any more questions?
312-781-0996. My website, chicagobankruptcy.com, which has loads and loads of information, videos covering in detail various topics in bankruptcy, uh, answers to questions posed by real people, and you can email me directly, Joseph Wrobel at chicagobankruptcy.com. Thank you.
All right. Very helpful. Thank you, Joe.